Hey guys, on today's tutorial we are going to do electricity. And when I think of electricity, I think of a plasma globe, which is, what I painted here. And I know when you think of electricity, you think of lightning, and you kind of think it looks more rigid, more tree branchy pattern to it. But for the most part, when I do my research on plasma globe, they look more hair-like, effect, So I thought to follow majority of the reference photo and have more of a hair-like texture to it. So this is what I managed to come up with. If you're supporters over on Patreon, you can enjoy the longer version as well as the full unedited version with audio. For the brushes I use standard round brush and airbrush. Both of them can be found in Photoshop, so yeah, to your convenience. For the 7th globe, I still have no idea what to do, but I'd like to thank all the people on Facebook that has provided a lot of suggestions to me. Still have no idea which one to pick yet, but we'll see. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao. So today we are going to take things up a notch. So we have done glass here, and we're going to try and do something a little bit more advanced now. We're gonna create something inside the orb, and still make it look, reflective. And so my idea was this is going to be electricity. And okay, I'm gonna select sphere 6, as you can see right now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a wand tool. The shortcut key is W, or you can see this little wand here. So I'm going to click on the outside, and I'm going to do an inverse, Control-Shift-I. So now I have selected the inside of the sphere. Okay, so you can see I'm on sphere 6. However, sphere 6, we are going to do an orb with electricity in it. Because my idea, my concept of electricity, to properly illustrate that, I'm going to think of it as a plasma ball. So it's going to have to be transparent as well, and like this one. So you can't do that when it's a solid gray color. I'm going to start a new layer for this, so it's Control-Shift-N. I'm just going to put glass orb just so I don't get confused. So in the meantime, I am just going to put my cursor on this eye here. I'm going to click it, so I'm going to make it invisible. I'm still being selected on the glass orb here, so I can do paintings on that. So I'm going to use an airbrush and pick dark blue and just paint the edges. Probably the same thing for the red. Usually plasma balls are blue and red, but make this a little bit magenta-ish. Okay. I'm gonna start a new layer, layer 3. I'm just too lazy to name it myself. So I'm gonna delete this. And you might be wondering, how will I ever go back and select the sphere? Because let's just say if I go back to the orb and I take my hand wand tool, it's just gonna select the color. It's gonna select the section which I only colored. So if I want to color this again, I still have the sphere 6 that I can quick select, and I can go back to select the glass orb. So for layer 3, I'm going to use the marquee tool, which is shortcut is M, or you can see this little circle, or most of the time it's rectangle. So I'm going to right click it. You have the different selections here. I'm going to stick with the elliptical. Okay, just need this for a bit of guidance. Usually for a plasma ball, you will have a conductor of electricity right in the middle, hence the black orb inside. I'm gonna switch over to rectangle. I'm gonna press down Shift, which allows for more than one. So for example, if I have this rectangle marquee tool here, if I were to just select without pressing anything, it becomes a new total selection, which that's not what I want. I want a combination of a few. So I'm going to press Shift, and this allows me, so you can see the plus sign. Oh, my bad. Right now it's fixed ratio. I'm going to set it to normal. So I'm going to press down Shift, and you can see it has that additional icon next to my cursor that allows me to have more selection. So it kind of looks alright. If you want to like deselect a portion of it, you press down alternate. So then you can see the negative icon next to my cursor. So it's something to that effect. I'm gonna go ahead to the paint bucket, which is shortcut G. So you got a paint bucket icon here. I'm gonna go with black. Okay. And I'm gonna deselect it. So let's just say here, I am kind of lazy to use an eraser to like make sure I get it perfectly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the sphere, and now I'm still on the sphere layer. I'm going to use my wand tool and select the outside. So now I am selecting the outside. I'm going to go back to the layer 3, the one that has the black, and I'm going to delete. So you can see what I did there. Alright, this section here. So I'm a bit lazy to, you know, make sure I erase it properly. So this is what I do as a shortcut. And I do think it should be slightly lower. Alright, and then I can do the same trick again. Go back to layer 3, delete. Ta-da! I'm gonna need the sphere's help and select that, inverse, and go back to electricity. So now I'm just gonna draw random strands going all over. Maybe a little more intensity than that. Quite thinking I deselected it. It's quite difficult to see. As this usually needs to be dark. And if I play around with the levels a little bit, it's probably what I think. And to top it all off, gotta show this streak right down here. So usually these red dots signifies where the electricity has touched. Usually this will be all over. I took the magic wand tool, selected the outside area of the sphere, selected the shadow, and I cleared it. So now it kind of looks like that. I'm just gonna paint the shadow. Okay, I hide the selection. Airbrush. Get some of that pink hue. I also want to make a reflection onto the glass. take an eraser, just brush off. Okay. In terms of the intensity of lighting, I would say the magma would be much more powerful. So, however, I think should probably add some blue hue. Ish.